Waste, yeah. People got all excited about waste some years ago and recycling and everything because of landfills. Well, in Arizona, we really don't have too little space to throw things away. So we could just throw everything away, and probably everything in the United States away in Arizona, and not really notice it. So it's not the throwing of the stuff in the landfills, or filling up the landfills, is what we're throwing stuff away. What do we live on? What, spaceships show up every day with supplies that drop off materials so that we have something new to make things out of? We live on a limited resource planet. All we've got and all we ever will have is here. In a short period of time, I think we're going to be mining our landfills to pull the stuff out that we used to throw away. Yeah? Yeah, anybody hear of Rathje? Bill Rathje? He's a garbologist. He calls himself a garbologist. And he studied what we've thrown away in landfills. And it's really amazing. In fact, he showed, in a slideshow, he showed a steak, a porterhouse steak. And he said, it looked like you could just sit down and eat it. It was in great shape. He said, we pulled that out of the Fishkills landfill, or one of those landfills. And that steak was thrown away in 1933. And we said, how did you know that? And the next slide was the piece of newspaper that it was wrapped in. And there was the date on it. None of them had biodegraded, these sanitary landfills. We entomb them. We entomb our waste in that. We could compost some of it, and the rest of it we shouldn't throw away. And here's the European Union is ahead of us on this. The European Union, unlike us, doesn't have any room for landfills. They filled everything up. So they are very aggressive in getting manufacturers to take back what they manufacture. If you manufacture something, you have to take it back. So manufacturers are forced to design for disassembly and reuse. We need to do the same thing here. Loss of biodiversity and habitats, this is obvious. We're seeing this like crazy in Arizona, where we're just intruding on everything. And this is serious stuff. We need a stronger Endangered Species Act. Now we have a chance for that. They were dismantling it like crazy. Now we have a chance to do that. And the U.S. Green Building Council, one of their, in their code of site management and everything, they give you credits if you restore habitat when you put your building in. When we did our house, we cut down 2 trees, kept all the rest, 30, 40 trees on our house, and we've been because we're capturing our rainwater, we have more foliage, and our place is full of birds and all sorts of stuff. It's become almost a better habitat than it was before we went in, because it was a rock and all the water left. Now we have water for the creatures to stay in. We're losing our local cultures too. This is about us now. Sustainability, remember, it's about a balance between ecological concerns, economic concerns, and community concerns. And one of the strongest things that's happening here is we're losing our own biodiversity. We're becoming homogenized. If you want to know what that means, just drive around Tucson. And then say, gee, where else in America could I be at this moment? And the answer is almost any place else. What is it that's unique about Tucson that you're preserving so it's a special place to be? And this is a good driver. Tourism is important to you guys too. So the more special your place is, the more likely you're going to have people come and spend money. So support your local heritage. I'm assuming you guys can read this, so I don't have to read everything. Global poverty is a critical component. If we don't get rid of it, wherever you go in the world where there's serious poverty, you see enormous social upheaval, and you see incredible environmental degradation. So this is our problem as well in the richest country in the world. Global poverty is our problem because these people, we're going to have huge disruptions, and so we have to take care of this. This is a sustainability issue. And then your own health and well-being. How are you feeling? You happy? Is your job fulfilling? Now, this is a hard question to ask nowadays when everybody's losing their jobs. But this is very important to us. What's the point? What's the point of everything we're doing? Our economy should be about improving our quality of life. Our life should be about improving our quality of life and the lives of our kids. So we got to think about that and have that be the focus of everything we do. And we have new urgencies. As I said, climate change, peak oil. You understand peak oil? The concept that oil is starting to get to the point where we can't get any more. We had a very interesting presentation this morning with some, I think, misinterpreted data about what the fluctuations in prices of oil are coming from. And that's really coming from the supply leveling off as the demand goes up. That's where we are now in peak oil. We have a dysfunctional economy. And definitely a lack of political will. Even with Super Obama in place, a lot of what he's doing for economic stimulus is not the best thing for sustainability. And that's because he can't do anything else. It wouldn't get through the Congress. And, of course, denial. We are all kings and queens of denial. And so the question is, will we make it? Maybe. And one thing I wanted to throw in, because I got excited about this, was education. Education, we need to infuse a sustainability framework into our educational system so that our kids learn to systems think and learn their place in the real world and how to sustain themselves. If we start to do that, maybe our culture might make it. It's not likely, but maybe. Okay? And that's it. Lots of resources out here. And you can see those on the websites, et cetera, et cetera. Thank you very much.
When I am preparing for my show every Saturday, I usually say this: I don't start crying, and I cry a lot for joy. Tears of joy is good for the water. I say I love being Mrs. Green, and it's because of being in this environment and being with people that live consciously and hearing something like this and meeting people like Sharon, and I've had Darren on my show. So the next person that is going to speak to us, and thank you so much, John, it ties it together, and I got some new material. Sharon Astic is, she wrote a very funny email, which I'm not going to say everything that you said in it because she's something about a dilatory twit, and she's not that. She's a brilliant human being. She has vision. She has it all. She's got it. She's nailed it in terms of things that we have to do. Her book that she has published now, Depletion and Abundance, Life on the New Home Front. It's in bookstores, and it's the path to finding a good life in spite of tough times. And soon to be published, both. One's coming out this month, and you can pre-buy it online. It's A Nation of Farmers, Defeating the Food Crisis on American Soil, and it was co-authored by a person named Aaron Newton, and it is available for pre-order, New Society Publishers. And then, not to mention a prolific writer, she has another book coming out called Independence Days, and it will be released in the fall of 2009, and it explores the connections between food storage, food preservation, and our democratic heritage. And she comes to us today from New York, upstate New York, where I'm sure it is probably not in the upper 70s. Am I right, Sharon? We were talking about how cold it is where she lives, lots of snow. We were talking about that last night. So Sharon, please come and share with us. We're honored to have you.